Here we are with Mr. Zazu, the man himself, Mr. Never late is better, but better late is never late is better, but never late. What's the line?
It's fucking
better late than never. Never late is better. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Shout out Drake.
We sounding good over here? Yeah. So Zazu and I actually know each other for how long?
Since 2019.
2019, and we actually started connecting recently because Zazu is actually, he doesn't drink anymore. How long has it been, brother?
Oh, it's coming up on, I think, 23 months now.
23 months. So
yeah, 23 months sober, abstaining from alcohol and drugs.
Amazing. I love that. Anybody that's trying to better their life or, get on a path of self-development, I'm all for. I think it's very important. Just for mental health standards to, take care of yourself, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and take care of your soul. I try to embody all those aspects every single day in life, and I know Zazu does as well. He actually has a charity that he started. Along with that, he's really big in the fashion game. He's very well connected to a lot of people. So over the last couple months, I've been, connecting with you and just seeing the path you're on. You're always glowing. And I think that's a testament of the way you've been taking care of your body. So kudos to you, brother. I just want to kind of tap in and talk about, what you're doing lately and, tell me about the mental health moments that you have and, what you're doing with Instagram and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't want to boast a little bit too much, but, I've just been steady on the grind. Trying to stay consistent with all the things that I want to do, stay consistent with myself, and staying consistent with the goals that I want to reach.
Yeah.
I've been making a lot of strides with my nonprofit. We're called Lori's Calling. You can find us at donatementalhealth.org.com. It all go redirect to the same thing. Focus on spreading mental health awareness as well as providing resources for those in need of mental health. Kind of try to remove the stigma about talking about your feelings and really trying to connect with people on a deeper level. But I've been working on that for almost like 6-7 months now, and with my partner Jake Schwartz, and we've actually had a lot of troubles just recently where we're trying to figure out it might be a little bit of a turning point, but it's nothing that will shy away from the overall goal of just trying to better the general. At least if I can touch the hearts of those around me, then everything else will be better for me. It all starts with 1% at a time.
So I think it's really important, that you're doing that. And I know you said that you can, you want to impact just like your close immediate friends. But the crazy thing is you have such a large platform, you don't know who you're going to impact. And that's the crazy thing. I know you've seen that, but I have a lot of people that always reach out to me and ask me for advice. I try to be the light in the dark industry that I am, and I try to do things a lot differently than most people. But I think it is very important because I've been caught up in mental health issues and whatnot, and sometimes there is a bad stigma around it. As a man, you want to be strong, and
it can be hard to just talk about shit that's just like, hey, bro, I don't want to come off as a bitch, but I'm really struggling with this, or this really hurt my feelings, and I don't. You know what I mean? I'm trying to work through it, but I don't know how to really do that other than people saying, man up.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because I actually watched some Andrew Tate stuff, and he's a little bit all about that and whatnot. And I understand his message, but there is a side of it too where, it's tough to navigate those deep waters, and unless you know someone that's actively going through it that you can connect with, it's kind of hard to find those people because you don't want to let people know your struggles, what you're going through on the day-to-day, because in our society right now, that's kind of a form of weakness. That's what people think. That's the stigma, and we need to get past that and around that.
Everyone's obsessed with looking looking good or selling their best version of themselves, especially with the social media age. No one really wants to come down to earth and say hey, look, I'm actually going through something right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I think when I started diving deeper into what you're doing, I was like, damn, I need to get with you. And I just got back from Bali, guys, and that was such an amazing trip. the whole time we were there, me and Zazu would just be chopping up, hey, we got to do A, B, and C. This is what we got to do. And I'm super on point with like, you know, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. And I'm going to fucking do it fucking right.
Yeah, you be on my ass too. I'm like, all right, cool. He's about it.
Yeah. So the first thing that Zazu said to me, he's like, hey, whatever energy you give me, I'm going to reciprocate that 100%. So I'm all for that energy. I really like the people that I hang around with, they're all like that too. So it's funny how, you know, our synergy is kind of connected at such a right time with everything that I'm doing, with everything that you're doing. So whatever you need in your nonprofit, whatever help, you know, I got your back, brother.
Appreciate that.
So let's talk a little bit more about, you know, your self journey and then kind of some changes you've seen over the last 23 months. I'm like 470 days, no drinking, no vaping. I just did a weed cleanse. I lasted 45 out of 60 days. Right when I got back from Bali, I was like, you know what? I was so tired and distraught. And I was just with a couple of homies. I'm like, dude, I need a smoke. But it actually made me realize that I don't need to smoke at all, because I woke up the next day with kind of a weed hangover. Because when you're smoking fucking backwoods, you
get the tobacco.
You get that. So for me, that actually gave me clarity, and I'm like, I can stop doing anything at any time. But I noticed specifically with the weed, me not smoking has lost my sweet tooth. Like I'm always like getting candy and stuff like that, but when I don't smoke, I'm not wanting candy as much. It's kind of weird.
Oh, like when you smoke, like your munchies is about candy?
My Go Puff is at least $100 of just candy. And that's not good. And you know, but even though that shit's so expensive in general, it's really funny that you know, you order 5 things. Oh, fucking $66 later.
I know, it'd be like
$2
for the Skittles, but $30 delivery charge.
I know, right? And then you feel bad, so you need to tip them on the app.
Yeah, I don't even be feeling bad, bro. I hit him with the no tip sometimes.
Sometimes it'd be like that, you know? So, back on the, you know, when you realized that, you know, you kind of wanted to make a change, what was the realization that you had, Zazu? Because I know for me, I had to deal with some like traumatic experience, so to speak, and I needed to, you know, switch up my ways, because I know the ways that I was walking weren't the right ways. And, you know, I kind of stumbled upon my feet in myself, and I feel like I'm a smart person. So I know that if something's going wrong in life, it's you personally that needs to switch up your environment, switch up something you're doing to make it better. And I'm very mindful and self-aware. And before you put a blame on anybody else, you need to look yourself in the face and see, hey, what's going on? What do I need to do? So I want you to kind of tap in on, you know, that change with when you stopped partying, when you know, took this 23-month sobriety break. Can you kind of tell me the difference of when you started till how you are now? Because personally, I was looking at some pictures, and I have some, and at points you were actually a lot skinnier in the face. It was like a different look. Not saying it looked unhealthy, but now you look healthy. Now you're glowing. So I want you to kind of, you know, touch in on that.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I think the biggest thing back then was I was really overweight at the time, and then people didn't really notice because I had a beard. I had a beard like for like the past 2 years. Yeah. So this is like a new thing. Yeah. It's also part of like my new like I want to create some new habits, so I just shave my face. Okay. But to answer your question, I had kind of just lost touch with the relationship that I had with myself. And I think that, and I was suppressing it with a lot of different substances, right? Not necessarily like crazy shit, but just like, you know, I would just go out, drink, have a drink here, smoke some weed here, you know, do the occasional partying type shit. And I was doing that when I was in a place in life where I just really wasn't like being consistent with my goals. You know, I'd have a lot of sleepless nights. And then waking up thinking like, damn, I should have done this, or damn, I'm not here again, or damn, I haven't reached my goal. It just kept being like, damn, what am I doing? You know what I mean? It was just constantly. And I'm just like, yo, I shouldn't be having these conversations with myself every single week. I'm lacking accountability. And I owe that to my relationship with myself. You know, I was very poor. Thus, at the same time, I think I was dating this girl, you know, God bless her heart, but she just wasn't right for me. And at the time, it was just like a very toxic situation. And I think once I made the decision to stop suppressing or stop running away from my issues and face them head on by abstaining from alcohol and drugs, it kind of opened my eyes to some of the other things that were very triggering for me, which ended up being, you know, my partner at the time. So ironically enough, a week after, like literally 1 week, I decided to stop. I decided to abstain a couple days before my birthday, like probably like 4 or 5 days before my birthday, and then a week later, I was like, yo, I can't deal with Shorty anymore. Like, I'm really trying to make some changes, and she's just not it for me. So I kicked her out of my house.
I see no changes. I wake up in the morning and I ask myself,
is life worth living? Should I blast myself?
Sometimes
But I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that.
Sure.
No. But I was really just like, bro, I just see no future with this woman. So
yeah, for sure. And sometimes it's funny because when you're in love and you actually you're deep in it, and it's toxic, it's tough to break out of that fucking cycle.
Well, yeah, because you're comfortable. That's what I was saying. I was getting comfortable with the relationship. I was getting comfortable in situations that were not good for myself. And the relationship that I was having with myself was like, I was being toxic to myself because I wasn't wanting better for myself. I'm like, bro, I know better, so I should do better, but I'm not because I'm comfortable. So I had to do the uncomfortable thing and make drastic changes.
So let's say first month when you started, what was hard about, taking that sobriety leap?
I honestly don't think it was that hard to start. It's more so about everything that's hard in life is more so about like the learning curve, if it's a skill-based activity, or the consistency behind it. Because like, being sober is like a lifestyle. You have to decide to do it every single day. And like, if you're used to certain habits, or having a drink when you go out with your friends, or having a drink after, your certain habits that you've created, like you got to be able to break those and be consistent with it, and like learn about how you actually like your body responds to things. Like I learned that I used to have a drink all the time to wind down because I stressed myself out throughout the day. But then after I abstained from alcohol, I had to learn like, hey, look, I actually, I don't really do well when I'm in the car all day, or I don't really do well if I'm not active first thing in the morning. So I had to start creating new habits in order to mitigate some of those triggers for me.
For sure. And it's good that you're aware of that. And sometimes it takes time to figure that out. Like I used to do 100-day challenges where I didn't drink, but I did that probably like 3 or 4 times. And that's when I found my best self over those 3 months of like 100-day challenges and whatnot. But then over time, I learned, hey, this actually works for me. This doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they can wake up at 6 a.m. Like, no, like I need my fucking sleep. I need to make sure like the other day, it was mad funny because like I listen to what people say. So Zazu's like, yo, you want to do this interview at the fucking hair salon where I'm getting my hair braided? Thank God I fucking didn't, because hopefully he'd probably be late for that too. But
I didn't get my hair done.
Yeah, but his hair looks great, guys.
I had to push all my stuff back, so I'm sorry for being late.
No, you good, brother. You always good with me. I know you're always busy too, so sometimes I'm late to shit, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just glad you're here. But back to kind of what we were saying about those 100-day challenges. It made me aware of what I needed to do, how the system would work, because I would always get a workout routine, and then what I had to like take in more and take out. So I needed to sleep more. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when I go 0 to 100, I go fucking 120 and I don't stop, and then I don't take care of my body. But now it's about cruising in that 90 miles per hour, like fucking on cruise control, making sure I get my meditation in, making sure that I'm going to the gym at a right time, making sure I'm not rushing things. It's all about having patience. Yeah. So when I was not as patient as I am now, I would still be going to that North Star, but I noticed I'd get in fucking car crashes. You know what I'm saying? I get in these little minor car crashes. The oil, like it'd be an oil change when I could have done that beforehand and prevented it. So now it's just being a little bit more mindful, a little bit more, using your head a little bit more. And sometimes you got to take some L's before you get some W's. But if you keep fucking up and getting a lot of W's, then you're not really focusing on the W itself. Like if you're fucking
elaborate more on that.
So my main thing is, if you do things twice, 2 days in a row, like it turns into a bad habit. You need to learn from all your mistakes and make sure you don't do it again, because history.
You're talking about mistakes. If you do a mistake like back to back,
like my sister said it best. She's like, "Hey Dennis, just make sure you don't do 2 things in a row. Do something 2 days in a row if it's bad, because then it turns into a bad habit. One time is okay, but you need to have discipline, and you need to be aware that these are things that can start to spiral fast, especially with bad things, you know, like if you're going out a little bit too much, like 2 days on the weekend could turn into 4. We live in Scottsdale.
Nah, facts, yeah. Sometimes it can turn into a week.
And it turns into a week, and then it could turn into my Mondays are I'm fucking hungover. Like, you can't be hungover on a fucking Mondays. Hey, champions create distance on fucking Mondays.
Nah,
so
facts.
if you're hungover on Monday and you're not like fucking dialed in with whatever you're doing in life, you're not fucking, you know, on the phones, fucking, you know, getting after it, where, you know, to your appointments,
Finding
whatever
your
it is.
advantage.
Yeah, you need to be, you know, 5 steps ahead of the game, and that's an easy part. You know what I'm saying? Just being there a little bit early, making sure you're on time for yourself, giving yourself that little extra time, that will put you steps ahead, and then you can add different stuff to get you light years ahead.
Yeah, facts. Got to give yourself a little bit of edge. Everything's a competition at some point, you know?
I agree with that, and sometimes for me, I get deep into competition, but I realize...
I mean, it's easy to get lost in the competition side of things too, no?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I think you were alluding to the workouts, right? Like, sometimes you can overtrain, you know what I mean?
That is true.
You could really burn yourself out just because you want to win so bad.
That is true, but you also can find other ways to, if you're training that hard, what are other things that you can use to balance off your mind? Like, you know what I'm saying? What can you do to invest in your body in ways? And you're 100% right about overtraining and overdoing it, but there also are some things, if you are actually like a type A type person, like a go-getter and whatnot, you know, you can hop into different meditation therapies, things like that will actually balance out your equilibrium so you don't burn out. Because I've dealt with burnouts before, burnouts with horrible people, like, you know, burnouts with work. Even when I go on vacations, which I went on like 4 times this year, I was getting burnt out of the fucking vacation too.
No, yeah, isn't that
because
crazy?
I wasn't
though?
working.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Or
Like,
at least you
I'm
weren't
like,
being stimulated in the way. A lot of people like take a vacation and it's like either one, the vacation feels like work, or 2, like you just can't relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, my relaxing is just like being around like beautiful people, beautiful energies. Like I like to go to places that have like, you know, I say I like to get my energy from the sun, the moon, the wind, the water, all the natural stuff, Mother Nature, that heavenly goodness. But I just got back from Bali. Have you been to Bali?
I haven't, bro. It's on my bucket list.
When I tell you, if you guys have been to Mykonos, there's as many beautiful people in Bali as there are in Mykonos. It's just a little more spiritual and not as much money. So I think that
I heard Greece is mad expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive. I spent so much money in Greece by myself. I was supposed to stay for 3 days. I think I stayed for 3 weeks. I got lost. In
the budget was fucked.
No, my
budget was
got
fucked.
so fucked.
You were like, damn, bro, this is gonna hurt for a couple months.
And that's when I was drinking and like buying bottle service, which I think is 100% fine because I was on vacation. But there's no need for me to be spending $3,000-$4,000 going out, like just trying to impress fucking. But sometimes you got to spend that money, that cheddar, to,
or at least you
don't
feel
know
to.
anybody.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Because you're trying to garnish the scene and get the vibe.
And for in some places, like you got to spend some money to fucking meet, you know, shake some hands, and I'm all for that.
Got to pay a toll.
But then, like, you got to do it in the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I know last time we spoke, you know, there's a lot of people that are going out and they're not going out to celebrate anything. You know, I think when you go out with your friends, you need to make sure that you know, you're having a good time, but it's a lot better when you're going out and celebrating something. And I'm really big on that. I think that, you know, champagne, I sell a lot of champagne, and I think it's a celebration when you pop that shit, you know, especially like $1,000 bottle of champagne. That's a lot of money. Like for anything, $1,000 for anything is a lot of money, especially for one
it really
bottle.
Is though.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative.
You got to think about things. I started thinking about things about how when you look at a bill and you're just paying it off, you're like, damn, bro, I really don't want to put that $1,000 on my credit card. Even though I already spent the money, I'm like, bro, I don't want to pay it off.
Yeah, you funny as fuck for that, for real. Yeah. So last thing I kind of want to hit on. I know that now it's going on 23 months. Do you ever plan to go back? And if you were to go back to, you know, like let's say drinking or having a drink, what would make you do that? You know.
I mean, honestly, I've thought about that, or at least this came up in as a thought to myself just recently, and I really don't think that I'll go back to drinking. You know what I mean?
Same.
I don't necessarily need it.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
Like when I first started my sobriety journey, you know, I realized that I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of social anxiety, which people would never guess with me.
I would never guess that.
Yeah, like most people said that. They're like, yeah, I'm like, bro, I actually have a lot of anxiety, and I feel like, you know, a little bit awkward sometimes when I'm talking to people. And even though I have a very like, what would you say, type A personality, or like I'm very outgoing, like extroverted is what I'm trying to say. But like I'm actually very introverted at times, and it was just like really hard to like kind of get over that hump, because normally I would just be like, oh well, let's have a drink, or you know what I mean. I had to figure out new small talk things to say, and like I'd actually have to try to like figure out like, hey, look, well, what actually do I like to do, or as a person, like not only to myself, but what I'd like to share with people, you know, as opposed to just like drinking.
Yeah. So, you know, what's funny is there's a game to it too. There's an element of going out and not drinking. And, you know, I used to get social anxiety too. Like a couple months in, I would be like, damn, I don't even want to go out. But I actually like going out, listening to good music, being in certain environments. But, you know, some of this stuff is just a little bit too played out for me. So I know that, but for me, it's like going to a lounge, like listening to live music, connecting with the homies, and just chopping it up about how to make some bread. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, facts.
I'm all for making money. You know what I'm saying?
About chasing the cheese.
Yeah, exactly. And we had some goals that we kind of put together, just as friends and stuff like that. That we're definitely gonna hit. But I think I'm probably not going to go back to drinking anytime soon. I say if I find my wife, my queen, and she wants to like travel and we have a nice glass of wine on a vineyard or something like that, that'd be okay and acceptable. But even if that, I think, you know, whoever you're with, your partner should support your goals. And if they know that your higher self is, you know, when you're not drinking and stuff like that, I don't think they should question that. For me, like, I see, like, you know, let's say I go on a date or something. You know, people like it that I don't drink, and I don't really need to drink, but it's more so they feel awkward that they're drinking.
And then, like it's a bad thing. It's just like, no, I just don't. You know what I mean? It's cool that you do. I just don't participate in that, and it's cool.
So once you stop that conversation right away, or just get like a mocktail, like it's game over, and then it's just like now we can be our regular people. Yeah. And just like, you know, just go chop it up, because I love music. I know that you were just on tour with MGK, what, a year ago or 6 months ago?
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me about that. I remember that's when you first, you know, you're big into photography and you doing videos and stuff. Can you kind of like tell me about how that connection came up?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I had just like, I don't know. I had just like gotten back from like London Fashion Week. I was sneaking in with one of my good friends. He was just like, yo, bro, we should go to London. I remember, I think I had to move out of my place in like 2 weeks. I hadn't found a new place to live, and I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm down to go. So I put all my stuff in storage and went to London for 2 weeks. While we were out there, he was snapping pictures all the time. I was like, bro, what is this, bro? And it was a Polaroid camera. I was like, yo, this shit is lit, bro. What the fuck? It was the first time I'd seen it. So I was like, all right, cool. Next thing you know, like I'm obsessed with the shit. I come back, I'm just crashing on people's couches and shit, living in my car a little bit, like just kind of doing a nomad type thing. But every weekend, I would buy Polaroids.
I remember
that. Or I buy
that.
a Polaroid and I buy a bunch of film, right? Like I still got the boxes. I was just in my storage the other day. I got like 4,000 photos just like all stacked up. And I would just take pictures on the weekend. Yeah. I got some savage shit. But definitely some good memories and too. Like I'll probably make like a photo gallery one of these days and just have everybody come back and like check it out for nostalgia, because I think everybody like would like to see how things were. We used to all just hang out. It was during COVID times too. It was crazy.
Yeah, COVID times were crazy.
But like, yeah, bro, like I would just buy film and just shoot every day, everywhere that I was. I just with my camera and just taking pictures wherever I could. I was obsessed, literally. And then one day, one of my homies, he hit me up. He's like, hey, bro, like, if you want to go, I think he owed me a favor or something. I was like, hey, bro, I think he owed me some bread or something. I was like, bro, when are you going to pay me back? He's like, I can't pay you back right now, bro, but I will. But in the meantime, you know, if you want to shoot Machine Gun Kelly, I could get you in the pit. You just have to fly to Cleveland.
You know what's crazy about that? Like situations, like some people, I don't know where you're from, but probably a similar place where I'm from, where it's like you barter hustles like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna put you on for A, B, and C, and this could be this is not a price right now. That's a monetary price, but if you're smart about it and you take this opportunity, oh my God, it could be. I mean, you're in a totally different place probably because of that opportunity that you got. I remember when I was like just watching your stuff, I'm like, good for you, brother. Like you're doing something that, you know, you didn't know you were gonna end up doing, but
I just did this shit because I loved it. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah. I didn't, bro. I mean, between me and you, like I didn't even listen to Machine Gun Kelly's music for real. Like I was like, yo, I heard of him obviously, but I was like, you know, like I wasn't really a fan type shit. So I had flown out to Cleveland because I was like, of course I'm going to shoot every concert I could possibly do. Like, I think I'd shot one concert before. It was Ski Mask and Slump God like 2 weeks before. I was like, yo, that was fucking ill, bro. I'd love to do that again. Yeah. So, of course, I jump on the opportunity. I go ahead and shoot Kel's show. And lo and behold, an hour after the show, he reposts my picture, tags me. I was like, bro, I didn't even know about it. People were texting me like, hey, bro, did you see this shit? Like, what the fuck, bro? You got posted by Kels, bro.
How did you
My
feel?
IG's blowing up. I was like, yo, I was lit at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I'm turned up. I'm at this party, bro.
We're leaving
Hey,
all the
get
stuff in
this.
London.
Get this. I was in Cleveland, right, with my homie. He lives out in Ohio, and then we ended up at this house party with I don't know nobody there. Like, imagine you out of town in Scottsdale and you just pulled up and you ended up at a house party.
I can't imagine,
bro. And then I ended up I passed out on the couch because I was tired, bro. Like I'm exhausted from shooting a concert. The energy's heavy, so I'm like passing out, bro. I wake up, all my shit is stolen. My camera, all my shit. I'm on the couch with my backpack empty. I'm like, bro, what?
Are you serious?
I swear to God, bro. I could call my homie Gene right now. He'll tell you. I had to call him. First thing I did, I was like, yo, Gene, niggas stole all my shit. He's like, oh, bro, I'm going to get that right. Within like 2 hours, I had all my shit back and I got on my plane, went back home. But I was like, damn, bro, this shit could have just been bad.
Yeah, it's funny, like, there's situations, like, I've been traveling and whatnot, and I've lost so many of my clothing pieces, and I wear really expensive fucking clothes, and I'm like, damn, I can't be fucking giving out my clothes to fucking girls, or just, like...
Well, you telling me they just steal out your closet? You're like, bro, is that mine?
I've had situations like that before, and it's funny, but now I know how to move a lot better, and me not drinking has allowed me to, like,
keep track of all your shit, yeah.
All my shit. I'm getting better at, like, cleaning and picking up after myself. I know that, I don't cook, I don't clean, I don't like to do that stuff. So obviously I hire people to do that. I eat out every single day. So that I know is part of my system. Like I don't need to be wasting time on doing shit that I don't like to do. I need to focus. It is good to get better
Economics at scale, like do what you're best at.
Yeah, like for me right now, like I've been starting to read a little bit more. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because that's how I feel like I learn the best. But someone that I talked to, he's like, Dennis, you got to read a little bit more. Like, it's good for you and stuff like that. And then I thought about it.
Something about putting flipping your fingers through a page.
Yeah. So I've been like just trying to be in tune with that, just doing more journaling. And I know that even if I do it a couple minutes a day, start with a couple and just maybe gradually get better. It doesn't need to be 10, 15, 20. But if I make that part of my routine, it's only going to help
maybe a couple pages, you know what I mean? Because you just got to keep it going.
It's like when you start to do something and you notice, like, have you ever started running and then you get a runner's high?
Like, I hate running, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like you start to run a mile and then you end up with 2 and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just got to keep going. It's like, what's it called? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
But yeah, let's just kind of wrap it up. So, Zazu, I kind of obviously, I appreciate you. We're going to be doing some shit together. But tap in with Zazu. You can find him on Instagram at
Almighty Za, ALL, Mighty Za.
And you can find me at Dennis_Driftmeyer. We're going to be touching a lot more on mental health, and I think this is a great topic for everybody to kind of talk about. So if this is something that interests you, just hit me up. It's not going to be anything crazy. I just want to, get to know people that are similar with me and just kind of change the world a little bit. Because I think, I had a lot of mental health issues growing up. Just because my dad, he committed suicide, so I think that caused a lot of trauma on me, and I never spoke about it because I was like the guy of the family and whatnot. But I think after,
that should be mad tough.
Yeah, and now, like, as I got older, I didn't know how much I had to deal with. Like back in the day, I just thought, like, I used things that inspired people. I used it as a competitive edge. Like, I would turn that shit on and just be like it's game time. But now I know it's just like all about giving back. It's all about sending love and positivity. And I think that's what you're doing. So I want to say thank you for at least, taking that step in your personal development, taking that step in bettering the people of Phoenix, the people around us. And I hope you keep on impacting the world, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Man, baby.